Blending sounds. What is blending? Blending is combining individual sounds into spoken words. It is also stringing together the sounds represented by the letters in printed words. I am going to say a word, sound by sound. When I break down the sounds, I should hold up one finger for each sound. T, a, p. When I say the word as a whole, I should hold up my fist. The word is tap. Let's do another one. I am going to say a word, sound by sound. When I break down the sounds, I should hold up one finger for each sound. K, l, I, p. When I say the word as a whole, I should hold up my fist. The word is clip. To read the word below, I will say the sound each letter stands for. Then I will blend the sounds together to make the word. S, a, t, sat. This is a word I know, so I know that I have blended the word correctly. Help me blend together the sounds the letters stand for in the word below. Then, let's blend the sounds together to make the word. Don't forget to use your fingers to identify each sound, and then your fist when you blend the sounds to make the word. Let's go. B, I, t, bit. The word is bit. Let's do one more. Don't forget to use your fingers to identify each sound, and then your fist when you blend the sounds to make the word. Let's go. F, l, I, p, flip. The word is flip. Why is knowing how to blend sounds important? In order to comprehend text, you will need to know strategies to help you read unfamiliar words. Understanding how sounds combine to make words will help you to strategically try to read unknown words in the text. You may now go to the Try It section and then the Show What You Know section of the lesson. Two- and three-letter blends. Today, we will work with words that have two-letter consonant blends and three-letter consonant blends. When reading words, we have to blend the sounds in each word so we can produce the entire word. The word below is twin. Listen for the sounds the first two consonants stand for. T, w. These two sounds go together nicely to produce tw, such as in the words twin or twitch. The next word below is dress. Listen for the sounds the first two consonants stand for. D, r. Sometimes, when certain consonants are near each other, the overall sound changes when we quickly blend the sounds together. For example, in the word dress, when the sounds d and r are quickly blended in the word, they start to sound like the sound j, dress. These words both contain two-letter blends. We know this because each of the words have two consonants at the beginning of the word. To say the words, we have to blend together the sounds that each consonant makes. We call these consonant blends. Let's take a look at the word split. Listen for the sounds the first three consonants stand for. S, p, l. You clearly hear all three sounds when you say the word, but you have to blend them together to produce the word. This word contains a three-letter blend. The next word below is strap. Listen for the sounds the first three consonants stand for. S, t, r. Sometimes, when certain consonants are near each other, the overall sound changes when we quickly blend the sounds together. For example, in the word strap, you produce the s sound to start, but when the sounds t and are quickly blended together in a word, they start to sound like the sound ch. Strap. These words both contain three-letter blends. We know this because each of the words have three consonants at the beginning of the word. To say the words, we have to blend together the sounds that each consonant makes. Silent consonants. Sometimes when two consonants appear together in a word, one of them is silent. Today, we'll find out about words with silent consonants. Let's look at the word below. Listen as I read the word aloud. Not. Now listen to the sounds you hear in not. N, ah, t. You should notice that you do not hear the k sound when you say the word not. The consonant K is silent when reading this word. Now, let's look at the next word. Listen as I read the word aloud. Comb. Now listen to the sounds you hear in comb. K, O, m. You should notice that you do not hear the b sound when you say the word comb. The consonant B is silent when reading this word. Next up, listen as I read the word below aloud. Rap. Now listen to the sounds you hear in rap. R, a, p. You should notice that you do not hear the w sound when you say the word rap. The consonant W is silent when reading this word. Silent consonants. Some letters in consonant pairs can be silent. The K in KN, the B in MB, and the W in WR are silent. You can notice from the examples that silent letters can show up in different parts of the word. In not, the silent K comes at the beginning of the word. In rap, the silent W also comes at the beginning of the word. You will never see the letters KN together or WR together at the very end of a word. On the other hand, in lamb, the silent B comes at the end of the word, and you will never see a word with MB together at the beginning. When we blend words with silent consonants, we must identify the silent consonant and remember not to read its sound. Let's look at some more words with silent consonants in them. Knock. N, a, k, knock. Wrist. R, I, s, t, wrist. Knife. N, I, f, knife. Thumb. F, m, thumb. Wrap. R, a, p, wrap. Limb. L, I, m, limb. Right. R, I, t, right. Lamb. L, a, m, lamb. Wreck. R, e, k, wreck. Knob. N, a, b, knob. Knot. N, a, t, knot. You may now go to the Try It section and then the Show What You Know section of the lesson. Endings, suffixes. Today, we will learn how adding endings, also known as suffixes, to base words can change the word's meaning. In some cases, it can also add another syllable to the word. The endings or suffixes we will be exploring today are the suffixes es, s, and ed. Learning important suffixes that you see frequently in text will help you recognize words and understand what you read. A root or base word is the part of the word that cannot be broken down. This part of the word gives the word its basic meaning. So if you look at the example above, the word is reaction, and the root or base word would be act. A suffix is a word part at the end of the word that changes its meaning. So if you look at the example word, the suffix would be the added ION after the base word act. Today, we are going to learn about some common suffixes that you'll see as you're reading and use as you're writing. The first ones we will be exploring are the suffixes S and ES. The suffixes S and ES can be added to a word to change its meaning to be plural. Plural means more than one. Look at the example below. We have the word dog, meaning one dog, and then we have dogs with that suffix S added to the end, meaning more than one dog. So dog plus the suffix S means more than one dog. Adding the suffixes S and ES can also mean that the word is an action verb. So let's take a look at an example to compare the difference. In the word ants, the base word is ant, which is an insect, which would be considered a noun. So when we add the suffix S to the word ant, it makes it a plural word and means more than one ant, more than one of that thing, that base word, that would be a noun. But if we look at the word spends, we have the base word spend, which is actually a verb. It's something that you do. And so when we add that suffix S, it turns it into an action verb and means the action of spending. Something you'll notice is when adding the suffix S to a word, it can make the sound S or Z. So let's look at a few examples. Look at the examples below. In the word shops, that suffix S makes the S sound. The base word in shops is a verb. It's something that you do. And so shop plus the suffix S means the action of buying things. Now let's look at the word bugs. You should notice when I pronounce the word bugs is that the suffix S makes the Z sound. And so when we look at this word, the base word is bug, which is a noun. And so when we add the suffix S to that noun, bug, it means more than one. So bugs would mean more than one bug. How do you know which way it will sound when reading a word? Well, the suffix S will make the S sound if the last letter in the base word is an unvoiced consonant, meaning your vocal cords do not vibrate to make that sound. For example, notice that you hear the S sound for the suffix S in the words walks and puffs. In the word walk, the last sound is the k, k, k sound. When you produce that sound, your vocal cords do not vibrate, so the suffix S also makes a unvoiced sound, which is the S sound. This is true for puffs as well, because the last sound in puff is F, which is an unvoiced sound. Your vocal cords do not vibrate, and so we have that unvoiced suffix S. S, puffs. The suffix S will make the Z sound if the last letter in the base word is a voiced consonant, meaning your vocal cords vibrate to make the sound. For example, notice you hear the Z sound for the suffix S in the words grabs and spins. The last sound that you hear in the word grab is the B, B, B sound, which is voiced, and your vocal cords vibrate. So the suffix S makes the voice sound, which is Z. This is true for the word spins as well. The last sound that you hear in the word spin is the N sound, which is voiced, and so we use the voiced suffix S, which is the Z sound. Let's read the following words. If the suffix S makes the S sound, give a thumbs up. If the suffix S makes the Z sound, give a thumbs down. The first word is chips. If you gave a thumbs up, you are correct, because the suffix S makes the s sound in the word chips. The next word is mugs. If you gave a thumbs down, you are correct because the suffix S makes the z sound in mugs. Our last word is blacks. If you gave a thumbs up, you are correct because the suffix S in the word blacks makes the s sound. When adding the suffix es to a word, it often makes the sound is. Look at the examples below. Boxes. When we add the suffix es to the base word box, it makes the suffix sound is. Box plus is means more than one box because the base word is a noun. Our next word is benches. Once again, that suffix es makes the is sound. So bench plus is means more than one bench because the base word bench is a noun. Let's read the following words. Repeat after me. Bashes. Bash plus the suffix es means the action of destroying something because the base word bash is a verb. It's something you do. Our next word is dresses. Dress plus the suffix es means more than one dress because the base word dress is a noun, something you wear. And our last word is classes. Class plus the suffix es means more than one class because the base word class is a noun. Remember, when the suffix es is added to a base word, it sounds like is. How do you know when the suffix es should be used? The suffix es should be used when the last letter in the base word is a s, x, or z, or if the base word ends in the digraphs ch, ch, or sh, sh. For example, notice how the suffix es makes the sound is in the words buzzes and fishes. You will notice that the base word buzz ends in the consonant z, and so therefore we use the suffix es ending. And the base word fish ends in the digraph sound sh, and so once again we use the suffix es ending. Suffix ed. The suffix ed can be added to a word to change its meaning to show that the action happened in the past. When ed is added to a base word, it can sound like id, d, or t. Think of the difference in the following sentences. Fold the piece of paper in half. He folded the piece of paper in half during class. With the word fold, that is the action of bending something over. And so if you fold something, you are currently doing that action. In the word folded, with the suffix ed added, the fold plus the suffix ed means the action of the fold happened in the past. Remember, when the suffix ed is added to a base word, it can sound like id, d, or t. How do you know which way it will sound when reading a word? The suffix ed will make the id sound if the last letter in the base word is a t or d, like in the words hunted and blended. The suffix ed will make the d sound if the last letter in the base word is a voiced consonant, meaning your vocal cords vibrate to make the sound. For example, notice that you hear the d sound for the suffix ed in the words skilled and smelled. And lastly, the suffix ed will make the t sound if the last letter in the base word is an unvoiced consonant, meaning your vocal cords do not vibrate to make that sound. For example, notice you hear the t sound for the suffix ed in the words walked and crossed. Let's read the following words. Repeat after me. The first word is fibbed. Fib plus the suffix ed means the action of the lie or fib happened in the past. And when you said the word fibbed, you should have noticed that the ed suffix ending made the d sound because it's coming after that voiced consonant b. The next word is shocked. Shock plus the suffix ed means the action of surprise or shock happened in the past. And when you said the word shocked, you should have noticed that the ed suffix made the t sound because the digraph k is an unvoiced sound. And lastly, dusted. Dust plus the suffix ed means the action of cleaning or getting rid of the dust happened in the past. And so you should have also noticed that when you said the word dusted, that the suffix ed made the id sound because the word dust ends in the letter T. And anytime a base word ends in a T or D, you're going to hear the id sound for the suffix ed. Vowel suffixes and consonant suffixes. There are two kinds of suffixes, vowel suffixes and consonant suffixes. Vowel suffixes start with a vowel letter and consonant suffixes start with a consonant letter. The three suffixes we learned about today were S, Es, and ed. Which ones are vowel suffixes versus consonant suffixes? Out of the suffixes that we learned today, the two that were vowel suffixes were es and ed because they started with the vowel letter e, and the consonant suffix that we learned today was the s because s is a consonant and that is the only letter within that suffix. It is important to know the difference between vowel and consonant suffixes because it will help when you begin exploring more complex spelling rules. You may now go to the Try It section and then the Show What You Know section of the lesson.